Welcome everyone to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're looking at something really fundamental, daily routines, but we're doing it through the verbs we use to talk about them.
Exactly.
Our source is excerpts from Daily Routines, Essential English Verbs for Beginners. Now, it might sound simple, but there's actually a lot to unpack here.
Oh, definitely. It's not just about vocabulary lists. We're looking at why these verbs are the building blocks,
Right. What's the hidden structure in just talking about your day?
Precisely. Think of it as getting a peek into the operating system of everyday language. These verbs, they're like shortcuts for describing what we do day in, day out.
Okay, so not just words, but tools for thinking about our actions.
You got it. They help us make sense of the sequence of it all. And learning them helps you describe your own life.
All right, let's dive right in then. The absolute start of the day.
Mm-hmm.
The source kicks off with wake up. Seems obvious, right? But linguistically.
Well, straight away you've got a phrasal verb. Wake up, not just wake.
Good point. And the source gives times, one person around 7.0, the other 6.30. So there's variation.
Absolutely. But the action, waking up, is universal. And what comes next? Usually, get out of bed. Another phrasal verb.
See, already you need these two-word verbs just to get out of bed.
They're fundamental in English, especially for daily stuff. Very natural.
Okay, so you're up, you're out of bed, then it's usually go to the bathroom, followed by brush my teeth and wash my face. It's interesting how consistent this pattern is.
It really is. It's like a standard morning procedure. Hygiene, getting ready.
Almost automatic.
Kind of. And linguistically, things like brush my teeth. The actions on yourself, even if you don't say myself, it's built into the common phrase.
Then often it's kitchen time, breakfast.
Yeah.
The examples are nice and simple. Coffee and toast, maybe some fruit.
Or tea and cereal. Different habits.
But you mentioned a subtle point here before about the verbs.
Oh, yes. It's the difference between make breakfast, preparing it.
Right, cooking or pouring.
And have breakfast, which is eating it. English splits that process.
That is precise. Using different verbs for making versus consuming, even for beginners, that's quite a useful distinction.
It shows layers of meaning, even in simple verbs.
After breakfast, get dressed. Another one.
Another phrasal verb, exactly. Choosing clothes, putting them on.
And the source adds, if you're going out, put on shoes, maybe put on a coat.
Yeah, notice the repetition of put on. It builds the sequence, doesn't it?
It does, like you're adding layers to get ready.
It's a visual progression.
Yeah.
From inside the home, preparing for the outside world.
Which leads perfectly to leave the house, and then for many, go to work.
Right.
Though the source notes some variation office work, sometimes working from home.
Which is great. It shows these core verbs still apply, even if the details of work change.
Okay, so let's quickly recap those morning verbs. We had wake up, get out of bed.
Phrasal verbs right at the start. Then go to the bathroom, brush teeth, wash face.
Then the breakfast distinction. Make breakfast. Have breakfast.
Followed by the getting ready sequence. Get dressed, put on shoes, put on a coat.
And finally, leave the house and go to work. Wow, that's quite a list already.
It really covers those first few hours effectively, using foundational verbs.
So moving into the main part of the day now, work activities, what does the source highlight?
Well, for many office-type jobs, it mentions sit at my desk.
Okay, simple posture.
And work on my computer. These two really capture a lot of modern work, don't they?
They absolutely do. The core physical setup for many.
Then it gets into specific tasks.
Right, like answer emails and write reports.
And the other example included writing articles and preparing lessons. So different fields, but similar types of productive verbs.
Verbs focused on communication, creation.
Exactly. Answer, write, prepare. They describe that sort of mental output.
Then there's have meetings. The source says that's when people talk about work together.
Yeah, and it notes online meetings too, which is very relevant.
And it's have breakfast.
It is. It signifies experiencing an event, doesn't it? You have a meeting. It's not a single action like write. It's a period of interaction.
That makes sense. It covers the whole collaborative experience.
And then, usually midday, comes the break.
Yes, have lunch.
Another have. And the source gives examples, a sandwich or salad.
Mentions bringing lunch or going out to eat, covers both possibilities.
It's that essential pause, isn't it?
Yeah.
Reset before you.
Go back to work.
Precisely. Another key phrasal verb, marking the return to tasks until the day ends.
Okay, so work's done. Let's unpack the evening. Starts with go home.
Right. And you immediately feel the shift. The verbs start changing.
Oh, so.
Well, you move from work-focused actions, often driven by, external demands, to more personal choices.
Yeah.
Relaxing, unwinding. The language reflects that move from public back to private life.
Makes sense. Like the first things mentioned are relax on the sofa and watch TV.
Classic unwinding activities, essential for decompression after a busy day.
Can definitely relate to relaxing on the sofa.
Agree softly.
Yeah.
Very common. These verbs capture the need to switch off.
Then dinner time. The verb is cook dinner.
Yep, with examples like pasta or soup, simple meals.
And it mentions one person enjoys trying new recipes, which adds a nice touch of personality.
It does. And then comes the less fun part.
Wash the dishes.
The necessary follow-up chore.
Yeah.
Cook and wash, very direct, practical verbs for household tasks.
After dinner, the evening opens up. The source lists quite a few options for leisure.
Yes, it shows the variety in how people spend their personal time.
Like read a book, talk to family or friends.
Go for a walk, even listen to music. Specifically, relaxing music.
It's a good mix of activities, solitary, social, active, passive.
And the verbs reflect that. Read, talk, go, listen. They're the verbs we use to describe our hobbies and connections.
And then winding right down. The final actions.
Closing the loop.
Brush my teeth again. Back to hygiene.
Yep, bookending the day.
And finally, go to bed. The source gives times again, around 10:30 or 11:00 for one.
And about 11:30 for the other. Shows slight differences, but the end action is the same.
Go to bed. The reset button, as you called it earlier.
Exactly. It completes the cycle, ready for it all to start again.
Wow. Okay, so let's just quickly run through that full list of key verbs we pulled out. It's quite comprehensive.
It really covers the whole day.
We had wake up, get out of bed.
Brush teeth, wash face.
Make breakfast, have breakfast.
Get dressed, put on shoes, put on a coat.
Leave the house, go to work.
Sit at my desk, work on my computer.
Answer emails, write reports, have meetings.
Also write articles, prepare lessons.
Have lunch, then go home.
Relax, watch TV.
Cook dinner, wash dishes.
Read, talk to friends, go for a walk, listen to music.
And finally, brush teeth again and go to bed.
It's a powerful set of verbs. They really do form the backbone of describing a typical day.
They absolutely do. And understanding these isn't just academic, right? It's incredibly practical for you, the listener. Oh, completely.
Using these verbs helps you talk about your own day, understand others, really engage with English in a meaningful way.
We really encourage you to maybe, try saying your routine out loud using these verbs.
Or just jot it down. You might be surprised how much you can already express.
And this brings up a bigger point, doesn't it? When you focus on these core verbs, it simplifies things.
How do you mean?
Well, it's not just about learning the language faster. It actually helps you Notice the rhythm in your own life more clearly.
So observing the patterns through the language used to describe them.
Exactly. And remember, learning takes time. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small wins, Every verb you master is progress.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Think about how getting comfortable with this vocabulary of daily routines does more than just teach you English words. It gives you a deeper appreciation for these patterns, these structures that shape our lives, routines that are somehow both universal and incredibly personal. Right. And maybe, just maybe, being able to express these simple everyday actions connects you a bit more deeply to, well, the shared human experience of just living a day, something to think about.